what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
The people.
We, the people
of this great nation.
of this great nation.
Good morning, my fellow patriots. Today is a good morning because I get to bash on Joe Biden. I'm going to start calling him Wrecking Ball Joe because that is exactly what he is. Okay, let's just dig into all the hypocrisy just on day one of a presidency. Well, day two, I guess. So we've unraveled a lot of different things. We now know Dr. Fauci. This whole time, the reason he was always on CNN, MSNBC, apparently he had something in cahoots with Joe Biden, because apparently now he was saying he's talking bad about President Trump. Well, he's gonna call him President Trump because that's my president, not Joe Biden, not sleepy wrecking ball Joe Biden. So that being said, first thing Joe Biden does is put a mask mandate, signs an executive order to wear a mask on all federal property. Guess what? He wasn't wearing one on a federal property hours later. Apparently he forgot. Then we go to the unifying Joe Biden, the man that's going to unify the United States of America. Same day of inauguration, Seattle and Portland are on fire. Good job, Joe, with signs saying fuck Joe Biden. So what does that tell you? Yeah, nothing's going to change. It's just going to get worse. Already killing jobs. You know what Joe did on his first day? Fired our Surgeon General, who happens to be black. So good job, Joe. You've already started doing great things for the African American community. You just fired another black man to replace him with a transgender, because apparently identity politics is more important than who can run a certain position. That's how far we've gotten in this country. That now we don't pick people based on their talents or their skill set. We pick them based on whether or not they're minorities, what they identify as, what skin color they have. Now, again, I would say to Mitch McConnell, who's now complaining about Joe Biden, you reap what you sow, you old piece of shit. Okay? You were the one that was going up against Trump, and now you're saying that you're not very happy with Joe Biden's first day as president. Well, guess what? Little too late, buddy. You had a chance to stand up for the American people. Now you're just a nobody in the Senate. No one likes you. America doesn't like you. We would love for you to step down and give it to a real Republican, not a rhino like you. Okay, so let's go on more. Because you know what? Now, guys, this is a perfect opportunity because now we're on the other side of the aisle. Now we get to attack them for what they're doing. So I want to congratulate Joe Biden as well for killing about 50,000 jobs in one day. That's a record breaker job killer. But this is what we expected. Again, 17 executive orders, all dismantling everything that Donald Trump did and just going back to the Obama ways. The same reason that Donald Trump got elected to begin with. Now, the reason this matters is because everything bad that this man is doing right now will guarantee us the House later. And after that, will guarantee us the presidency as well. This man is obviously not competent enough to be president of the United States. Obviously, you now know, no matter where you come from, you can be president of the United States. Believe me, if dumb Joe can do it, you can do it too. So the hypocrisy continues. CNN staying quiet, staying completely quiet. They're silent. You know, they're kind of like, oh shit, what do we do here? Like they don't know what to do. They got no more Donald Trump to criticize. So then Nancy Pelosi goes and says, yeah, I think that we can actually file charges on possible murder charges, or I forgot exactly how she worded it. Basically, he was an accomplice in the murders of what happened in the Capitol riot. That I think at this point, after seeing what the FBI said, after seeing everything, I think that was all staged, to be honest with you, and I think it was staged by the left. They used it in the inauguration. It seems like it was all staged. I give a round of applause to all the military men out there that turned their back on Joe Biden as he was going through a caravan. Again, Mar-a-Lago, you see Americans for a president. Washington, D.C., you see the military for a president. Which one looks like the people's president? What looks like a dictatorship? What looks fascist? A man getting inaugurated with the military around him, or a man that has a farewell speech with Americans around him, with the people around him? That being said, this is the hypocrisy. Now, Lil Wayne got he sent out a Twitter thanking, Donald Trump for giving him a pardon. What does all the African American community do? Call him an Uncle Tom, criticize him. Oh, you must have paid Trump something to get a pardon. Suddenly the conspiracies start floating from the left. But we can accept it because it comes from the left. It's not a conspiracy. Obviously, Russia collusion wasn't a conspiracy. Everything the left has claimed in the last, I don't know, 4 years, that's been a conspiracy proven. We just have to ignore it. So again, this is interesting times. ISIS is already back at killing people, suicide bombings in Baghdad, 32 people dead. So the world is upside down. Have you guys noticed gas prices have gone just a bit up since the last time we checked? Guess what? The working Americans, they're pretty pissed off at Joe Biden already. It didn't take too much, did not take too much for people to realize this definitely wasn't the candidate that most Americans picked. It was absolutely a rigged election, and we're seeing why it was a rigged election. This man is incompetent to run a country by all means. Now, somebody I would like to address and give some credit to is Bernie Sanders. Yes, I know. Bernie's completely the opposite of of our beliefs. I understand that. But he was the only person in that inauguration that looked like an outsider. And you know why he looked like an outsider? Because he actually looked like a regular American. Yeah. And I actually have respect for the man, because at least the man has been standing his ground. He's never been a flip-flopper, and he's definitely not pretending to be something he's not, like Joe Biden is, which is a racist. Then I'll go to a tweet that I saw earlier today by Seth Rogen, calling who was it he called? He called Ted Cruz a fascist. Seth Rogen, you need to first learn what the definition of fascist is. And second of all, you are not one to judge. Your best friend, James Franco's a fucking pedophile. Okay, he got caught sending messages to an underage girl on Twitter. Why do you think we don't see him in movies anymore? So Seth Rogen, sit the fuck down and don't think for one moment you know what Americans are thinking, because you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem in America. You are one of the elites. You are one of the pedophiles from the pedophile rings that are going on all over this country. Probably, I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't want to make false accusations here, but whatever. Hollywood's full of that shit, so I wouldn't doubt Seth Rogen jumped on the bandwagon. But that being said, anytime that I see, I'm going to be on the attack, man. I'm going to be on the attack. I'm very proud of the lawmaker, the freshman GOP lawmaker that just out of Georgia. She's already started impeachment on Joe Biden, rightfully so. Let's put him under the ringer like we did to Donald Trump. Okay? Look, I can just tell you right now, this man came in here thinking that he was going to make some major changes, and all he's doing is going to fuck this entire country up. Everybody's like, oh, the markets were soaring yesterday. Yeah, because the markets like stability. That is correct. Everybody's right on that. The market does like stability. The problem is Joe Biden's not stable. And we will soon see that by all the executive orders he's passing. Jobs being lost. This man will not create jobs. This guy's going to kill jobs. Okay? I am so looking forward to the day that justice is served and Nancy Pelosi and all these people go to prison, but I don't think that day's ever coming. So I'll just take her being rightfully retired or something and getting out of the public eye. I'm grateful that hopefully by age, I should outlive her. So I should be able to see her leave, and Mitch McConnell as well. These are swamp creatures, nevertheless. These are hypocrites. We're already seeing what's going to happen in the White House. No transparency. Absolutely no transparency. You guys wanted darkness? The left wanted darkness and didn't want to know what was going on? Come on, man. Give me a break. That was exactly Joe Biden's response when a reporter just asked him, about the vaccine rollout. That's it. That's going to be his answer to everything. And then Dr. Fauci standing right next to him. And then he's got, of course, some lady who I don't know who it is, but apparently it's his protector. Apparently, hey, Joe, don't say that. Don't say that. You might be saying something that's wrong. People are going to catch on, Joe. You're not mentally there. So, again, this. If you thought America looked like a joke, ladies and gentlemen, we are the laughing stock of the world right now. People criticize Trump on every avenue. People criticized everything Trump did, but we had a competent president, a president that put America first. And right now, what we have is a clown in the office. And I'm so happy I get to tell everybody on Facebook because this guy is already making mistakes and it's his first day in office or his second day in office. I can't imagine by week 2, we'll be in war with Syria. I mean, this is just ridiculous. He's fast-pacing everything and making a fool out of himself. Like I predicted, and Mitch McConnell should be extremely ashamed of himself. I'm sure Mitch McConnell's nodding his head going, damn it, we should have fought with Trump. We should have fought with Trump all the way to the end. Yeah, this country took a very big loss by Trump leaving office. Took a very big loss, and we're going to pay the consequences of it. I promise you we are. So get ready for mass immigration. Get ready for less jobs. Get ready for more government handouts. And get ready for a lot of riots, a lot of Antifa attacking the streets, burning them down. Joe Biden pretending like it's not happening. That is where we're at, America. That is where we're at. Now, as usual, I have my co-host. I mean, I can get mad at him. I can disagree with him all I want, but I got my co-host, Dr. Q. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, buddy? You hear me right?
Listen. You're supposed to go, it's Q. There we go. You said you were going to do that. I was expecting it. Again, a disappointment from you, along with all the other conspiracies that have not happened.
All I can say is that, after being on your stream today and everybody, putting me down, I didn't think I was even going to be on here today. So, you know what I mean? I don't know why I would go, Dr. Q.
Look, I will tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, and this is no bullshit. He sees my stream. They are trying to silence me. They really are. Fortunate for me, I'm growing on a platform that's called Twitch. It's twitch.tv/The Republican Nation. So I've gained a following, let's just say. People are starting to recognize me because I do things at a much more professional level. There's a lot of streamers there, but most of them, they just stream, in a room. They don't really have, I actually have a professional setup. So when I'm streaming, I actually stream at a professional level. So what's happening is that I'm getting lefties. First and foremost, they're trying to dox me. Somebody literally called my phone while I was streaming and saying all these derogatory comments about African Americans, trying to get me banned. Unfortunately, the man did not realize he wasn't live. I didn't have him on speaker, and no one can hear what he was saying. This is the type of world we're living in. They're trying to silence me. I will not be fucking silenced. As a matter of fact, my voice will be louder now. Much louder. Because I'm going to fight. And I'm not going to stop fighting. Even if I'm fighting from a mic. Or if I have to fight in person. And a message. Because I know a lot of these people on Twitch. I can't say it on Twitch because it's against terms of service. So they're protected by terms of services. Show up to my house. I will more than gladly engage in my Second Amendment right. Threaten my family, come near my house, and I feel threatened in any which way, I will more than gladly express my Second Amendment right. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm definitely not scared of Antifa. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of pussies, and I'm saying it, I'm being perfectly honest. They're a bunch of pussies that hide their faces behind masks, and they're all scared of getting doxxed because they're all scared of people knowing where they're at. Because they're only tough in masses. But one-on-one, they're cowards. Dr. Q, I will apologize to you. Because Dr. Q's a little sensitive. I made fun of him a little bit. Because we were...
I'm not sensitive. I'm just kidding with you. I don't give a crap.
Okay, well, I was teasing a little bit because I put him on the speakerphone and people were thinking he was out there. And I kind of engaged in it. We had a little bit of a laugh. I didn't mean to I mean, to offend him in any which way. Me and Dr. Q go way, way back through the roughest times of our lives. And
Listen, I'm not a flake. You don't offend me. Nobody offends me. I don't give a shit. I was just making a point, but I appreciate your apology.
Listen, I'm apologizing to you live. I don't do this shit for anybody. Okay, cocksucker? All right? So take it for what it is and and just accept my apology and stop trying to act like this tough guy. So what's up? What's down the queue? What's down the queue pipeline?
The Q pipeline is the same what it has been. What you people don't understand is it's a fraud. Everything Joe Biden is doing is a fraud. It's bullshit. That whole inauguration was bullshit. Complete fraud. I'm telling you. And I'm going to show you proof right now. I'm going to send it to you right now, Jay.
Okay.
This is going to make you like. So how many executive orders did he say he did?
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Do you feel homeless in today's American political world? Not really into either candidate or party? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Join me and others just like you across this great country for a discussion of politics from a viewpoint that you can't find in today's media. The Middle. I'm your host, Brian Grozier, and I invite you to join in on the discussion by downloading and listening to the Middle American Podcast.
What's that?
How many executive orders did you say he did?
17. Well, I mean, he hasn't completed on them, but those are the ones on the table. Apparently, too, Amazon is apparently being extremely helpful. They want to help him now with the COVID-19 vaccine. Wonder why they didn't want to help Donald Trump. Maybe because they were supporting Joe Biden and they were funding him. Guess what else is interesting? The WHO now changed their guidelines. In order for somebody to be positive COVID, they have to pass 4 tests. They're basically setting it up. They're basically setting it up so the numbers can go down while Joe Biden is president. Guys, if this is not a scheme of the largest proportions, I don't know what it is. And I'll tell you why they're doing that. The WHO's milking the shit out of the United States. And basically what's happening is it's a nice little cycle of laundering of money. Basically, these people stay within the WHO and then they get kickbacks. It's a nice little scheme they got going on. This is the scheme that senators, presidents, congressmen, they all do with all these companies. It's a nice little circular movement where they pretend they're fighting for the people and they pretend they're doing it for the greater good. And in reality, all they're doing is for the greater good of their own family and their own selves, making money off the taxpayers' dollars. The Paris Climate Accord that he signed us back into, yeah, that's going to cost us a shit ton of jobs. And China gets to do whatever the fuck they want and release 4 times the emissions that we do and don't pay any money for it, get away with it. Meanwhile, we're supposed to deplete our resources and our jobs. What a smart move, Joe. Joe, again, you came here like a wrecking ball. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, Wrecking Ball would be the perfect song for him. Wrecking Ball is
like I said, everything he's doing is fraud. He's not doing anything. He has no authority to do anything.
I mean, he's signing them, dude. Hey, it's been halted. I mean, it's already.
It's not. It's not. I'm sending you right now, and you can find this yourself. You can go on that site if you want. To all your listeners, tell them what you got when you get it.
Okay.
Everything the news is saying is fraud. It's all fake. It's all fake news. It's crazy. It's like I've never expected to see such fraud, and it's literally every station. Maybe Newsmax TV might have some real shit. I don't know. Here and there, I don't know. I haven't even watched them. I haven't watched any news because I just seen the complete fraud. It's crazy.
I mean, again, you know how I stand. If you prove me wrong, I'll apologize.
Yeah.
And I'll accept it. I mean, I just don't want to give myself false hope or any of my viewers, listeners false hope.
Course,
that's it.
Of course. And the thing is, it's like we thought that the election was the biggest fraud. Oh my God!
But
Wait
I mean,
till you find out.
I mean, again, we have a bet on the table, and you're pretty confident. Look, guys, one thing I will give him, he's confident enough that he keeps telling me, I am so certain something big is going to happen before Monday. I mean, confidence means something, right? He must know something I don't know. So maybe he's right. I don't know. Again,
Well, I've been trying to tell you and your listeners that
guys, and this is not always going to be about, this is not always going to be QAnon stuff, okay? We're going to talk politics. We're going to jump into other subjects, but QAnon seems to be a community that's been taking a lot of hits now, and I've noticed with a lot of the people that I stream, specifically on Facebook, I do notice a lot of people seem to believe a lot of the QAnon stuff. So I don't want to disregard those people because, again, those are my people. Those are my fellow Americans. And if this is what you guys believe in, I'm going to give it to you. Because, I mean, again, I want you guys to have a safe haven, a place where you guys feel like you're going to get information that may be wrong, but at least information that you can relate to, or information that, I don't know, may bring you to something. What exactly are you sending to me? I don't understand. Are you sending it to me, or are you?
I'm. For some reason, my phone, man, I don't know, it's taking time. So,
I mean,
but it just shows. Wait until you get it.
Oh, now Twitter's now taking down Antifa accounts. Wow, the battle. What we've been asking, what Trump was asking for, and he was claiming. Now Twitter. See, be careful who you become friends with. The left decided to become friends with Antifa. You made friends with the wrong team. Now you're going to pay the consequences.
Oh, yeah. You have no clue how bad you're going to pay those consequences.
And apparently now BLM is in talks with the Proud Boys. Go figure. Guys, if you do not see that from all these groups and these organizations, it's all a circular money-making machine for them. They don't do this for America. They don't do this for their people. They do this to put money in their pockets. That's all it is. That's all it is. When you see a nonprofit organization, research it to the T, because I promise you, most nonprofit organizations are making a ton of profit. A ton of profit. If you ever want to make a lot of money, open a nonprofit organization. Shit, I would recommend you open a nonprofit organization where you're going to put democratic statues and you'll have investors lining up that you won't know what to do with all the money. This is where, this is how corrupt everything in this country, and it's sad to say this, but at its core is corrupt. And I think you want me to tell you, the biggest thing that's corrupt is obviously the government, but Donald Trump put these people to work. I mean, when I read the accomplishments that Donald Trump did, I mean, I went through it and I was just shocked because there's just so many executive orders that he passed that people don't even hear about. And this man works so hard. Apparently, no other president really has worked as hard as he has. And maybe perhaps that's why these people wanted him out. He put him to work. He put him to actually put America first. Something that no one's done. Americans have been forgotten. But as I told my friend, and you know who you are, my friend, the Native American Republican that we've been communicating through the phone, via email, we are not a silent majority. We're far from it. We're just being patiently calm. That's all we're doing right now. We're patiently waiting to see what the fuck happens. Right now, we're putting our thoughts together. We're trying to get a grasp of what's going on. We're trying to figure out what's going on. But this is far from over. This is far from over. And I think there is a huge transition within the Republican Party. When you see senators, what the hell? Oh, apparently the call fell. Oh, the call fell. I guess I didn't notice the call fell. When you see senators turning against Mitch McConnell, you know we have a problem. You know, well, a good problem, but you know that there's changes happening within the Republican Party and within our country. That being said, Q, I'm still waiting for you to send me that stuff. I don't know what you're sending me.
Text me your email address.
You're going to
I'm
email
gonna
it to
send
me?
you an
What
email
is
ID.
it? What is it? Is it a video?
No. Document.
A document. Okay. Well, my emails are republicannation at
You
gmail.com.
got it.
Huh?
You got it. You got it.
By text? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see what it is.
That's done just now.
Executive Federal Register. What exactly is it? What exactly is this?
What does it say?
Executive orders of 2021, 0 documents. President Joe Biden. Mm-hmm.
He made no executive orders.
You do realize
None.
that it doesn't go into effect right away, right? Like you do realize
I'm
that
just saying, right now,
it
there's no
does.
executive orders.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Just
you
telling
do realize it just doesn't happen from one moment to the other, and it gets uploaded, the executive order, right?
I will. You know, I'll bet you another $1,000 that there's not going to be one executive order on there.
I mean, listen, I don't want to keep taking your money. I mean, we've got to stop with this betting thing. I mean, we just got to maybe just friendly handshake or something, because I feel like I'm going to make you go bankrupt. You keep.
We won't bet then. We'll just have a friendly bet, all right?
All right, I'll bet you 1,000. Fuck it, I'll bet you $1,000. Fuck it, I'll take the bet. You want to give away your money? Better. I mean, you're gonna end up making this bet with somebody else on Facebook.
I don't want to take your money, bud.
Huh? You're not gonna take anything from
That's
me.
your money, man.
You're not gonna take anything away from me.
Listen, you're going to owe me $5,000 already. You know?
God, he's delusional, guys.
So it's like,
He's delusional.
I'm just saying.
I mean, look, I
Everything
don't.
that I am stating, Jay, what you got to understand is everything that Q states is the truth. Now, does it come exactly when we say it is? No, because obviously, like I said, you're not going to know exactly day, minute, exactly what's going to happen because the enemy don't know. You know what I mean? There's just Q everywhere. But everything that they stated has happened. Everything.
What?
And the
Name
thing is,
one.
just because you guys don't, these people are in prison. They're in Gitmo. There's like kids murdered.
Who's in prison? Joe Biden's in prison? Because I saw a picture of him in the Oval Office. I mean, there's video of him in the Oval Office. That's
a clone.
He literally. Oh my God. He literally said.
Come on, man.
He said it just like that. Listen. That's where you lose people. This is where you lose people. Okay, can I engage? Can I engage in the possibility that maybe there's something happening behind closed doors, something that was left in effect by Donald Trump? I can possibly believe that. It's far-fetched, but I can possibly engage in that. But then when you tell me Joe Biden's a clone, you lost me. That's it. That's right there. That's the moment that you lose everyone.
It's numerous. There's clones everywhere, especially in the political party.
If you were to at least tell me not clones but doubles, which is very common. Saddam Hussein had several. Fidel Castro had several.
But it's not a double as.
Actors have doubles. I can show you Bruce Willis's double. It looks just like him. If you see him walking down the street, you'll be like, "Oh shit, it's Bruce Willis." I mean, I can see that, but
But what do you think a double is?
A double is somebody who looks a lot alike the person that.
So you think it's somebody that just looks like them, that they picked some out of somewhere? That's what you think?
Well, that's what Saddam Hussein did. Saddam Hussein's kids did that. I mean, listen, Saddam Hussein's kids. There's actually a movie that they did where it shows actual events where Saddam Hussein's kids actually grabbed somebody that looked just like him, one of his kids, and actually did plastic surgery to make him look exactly alike, like added features. But man, when you start telling me that they cloned them, so how did they clone them at such rapid speed? How did they speed up the process and make them age?
They have perfected it since Hitler.
See, and then when you start talking about Hitler, I mean, again, almost every experiment, every experiment that Hitler's doctors were doing were all failures. They tried to make the Jewish people have blue eyes. They were injecting liquids into their eyes, and it was always unsuccessful, and they tortured the poor Jewish people that were under the Holocaust, under their control. So, I mean, in reality, if they couldn't even make somebody's eyes blue, do you think they created cloning? I mean, let's be real here.
Well, what I'm saying is what happened here is at that time, he couldn't perfect it like normally, as a human being, but he's gotten the help by the extraterrestrial and basically gave him the secret to do it.
What the fuck? Oh my! Again, you keep going, man. You just make it more and more extreme as now extraterrestrials jumped in there too.
Yeah, they helped him perfect it.
Oh my God. Then tell me, if Hitler had it, why wouldn't he just clone massive amounts of men? He would have never lost the war.
No, that's not true. And we don't know how many men he actually, cloned. I mean, I'm sure he's done it many, many times. I don't know. I honestly don't know the information on that, but I know he did do it, and it was perfected. Even from today, it's perfected. They're making them like nothing. Almost every damn star you see, actors, actresses, singers, they're cloned. They talk about it. You can find it on YouTube. You can hear them talking about it.
Okay. I mean, on a real note, though, I want to switch a little bit to something that has me extremely concerned. I would highly, and I don't know if anybody in the government, I mean, our viewership is going up, guys. Thank you for sharing and letting people know about the Republican Nation. Again, I'm not just on one platform. I'm everywhere. You can literally look me up everywhere, and I'm on every platform. Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, name it, I'm in there. Amazon Music, Apple, I mean, I'm everywhere. Something that should be extremely alarming to people at this point in time, right? They want to pursue this impeachment. They continuously keep trying to pursue this impeachment. This is going to be a mistake. This will be the tipping point of America. And at the rate that Joe Biden is going and the things that he's doing, I see this impeachment heading to the Senate. I really do. These people are really just trying to cancel out and pretend like Donald Trump was never president of the United States. America's not going to have that. I'm letting you know, I'm not going to have that. So, I mean, I'm just saying these people they are really, really, really playing with a thin line right now. They're extremely playing with a very thin line. And I think right now a lot of people are regretting Joe Biden, believe it or not. I think people are starting to realize, even people from the left, they're like, oh shit, we fucked up. Guatemala, they couldn't control them. They couldn't stop it. The military in Guatemala couldn't stop the caravan. They're heading this way. They're on their way, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, all this disastrous stuff that just happened just under Joe Biden, under 2 days of Joe Biden being president. This is insane. This is insane that this is happening. This guy's going to destroy our country. He's going to destroy our country. We really need to pray for this country. I'm not the most religious person on this planet, but I do believe there's a God. And I do believe that the majority of people are good by nature. I think we have bad cops. I think we have a lot more good cops. I think we have a lot of bad FBI agents. I think we have a lot of good ones. I think we have a lot of Americans that are bad. But I think we have an overwhelming amount more that are good. I think everybody wants the same thing. We just want to live our lives in peace, harmony. We want to be able to have the opportunities to accomplish anything. The American dream. That's what my family came over here for. That's what they came here for. What's the American dream now? What do we have to look forward to? A man that's allowing this country to be invaded by foreigners? I mean, what is the American dream now? Where they're trying to push socialist programs where you're limited? Let me explain to you something that I learned about Sweden, because my wife is half Swedish, but her sister's Swedish. Born in Sweden, still lives in Sweden. Let me tell you how sad and how tragic this is. America. This is why America is such a great country, right? Let's say that you are an individual, and a lot of people have done this just for college, right? They get three different jobs to pay their colleges. Many people have done it. A lot of people I've interviewed and streamed have done it. Let's say that you decide, because you want to make extra money, you have a job during the day and you say, you know what? I'm going to get a second job. And you're going to make that sacrifice to get a second job just because you want to further your family, and maybe you're wanting to save money to take your wife on a beautiful vacation, or maybe you just want to buy a new house and you just are making just enough, but not enough to buy a house, right? Or whatever the circumstance may be. In Sweden, if you get a second job, they tax you 50% of your salary. I'm repeating that. Instead of getting perks, instead of getting a benefit for trying to better your life, you get instead punished. Because that's what I look at it like. They get charged a 50% tax for having a second job. Can you imagine them taking half your paycheck to pay for other people's stuff? This is the type of stuff that these Democrats, these progressives, want to incorporate into this country. That is their agenda. Make us work for it, make us pay the taxes, and give everybody else free stuff. I mean, again, we know that this is what they do. We know what Lyndon B. Johnson said, although the Democrats deny it till the end, but 4 people wrote books about it. 4 people were there when he said it. And I'll just repeat it in case you guys forget. During the civil rights movement, he specifically said, if we do this for these N people, we will have them voting for us for 200 years. Well, by golly, the guy was right. Boy, was he fucking right. And the more you give free stuff, the more you're going to have people voting for you. The promise of free stuff. Chavez did the same exact thing. Fidel Castro. Huh?
Nothing's free.
Nothing in life is free. We know that. Fortunately, the Democrats don't know that. Or they just ignore the fact and they know it. Somebody's going to pay for that. And it's usually the hardworking American that wakes up at 6 a.m, goes to work, busts his ass to be able to maintain his family, and then gets taxed and gets fucked. Like the ones that just got fucked on the Dakota pipeline and on the border wall. That being said, so
Jay, I have the facts here.
Hold on, let me just finish my train of thought. When you start feeding people free stuff, they're going to vote for you. It's the Democratic way. Teach a man to fish, he eats his entire life. Never starves. Give him a fish, the next day he's asking you for another one. I mean, I know I rechanged it to whatever. I changed it to my own fucking way, whatever. I know that's not the way the saying goes, but you guys understand the whole concept behind this. It pretty much means the same shit. All right, Q. So what's your facts there that you said you have?
All right, so let me just get it all out before you even reply to it. So this is lab clones. Lab clones are in vitro humans. Okay, they can be created from scratch using the donor's genetics, starting from the egg cell stage using a recombinant DNA technique, while the other method of human lab cloning grows the host bodies and stores them for eventual DNA transformation that changes the host body to that of a person being copied over several days. While lab doubles require genuine human host bodies that are snatched from among missing or framed, initiated in brutal murders, found guilty, sentenced, or taken away for fake death, and those who are sentenced commit suicide or die in some strange way. So that's what the clones are. The lab doubles, they're transgenic humans. They are generated using DNA transplantation, where the genes of the person, the blueprint of the body form, features and voice pattern to be copied is collected from blood, skin, etc., processed and prepared for the transfer procedure into a different host body. The targeted host body DNA is suppressed as the foreign DNA is transferred, which completely overrides the body's original DNA and physically starts to transform it in hours. The use of lab doubles and lab clones in the political and corporate sphere is widespread worldwide. So that's my point. You still don't believe it. That's the thing.
No, I don't.
Okay, well.
I mean, again, I can tell that you're reading it.
Of course I am. I had to find facts so you understand.
Look, you're not the only one.
Exactly how they do it.
Okay, look. You're not the only one. I'm going to read something out that somebody that's, I don't think she's Q, but she was the one that I told you about China and all this stuff.
Right.
Military source in DC. This came from a military source. For the last week, my battalion has been sleeping on the floor in the Senate cafeteria. Today, the Senate kicked us out and moved us to a cold parking garage. 5,000 soldiers, one power outlet, one bathroom. This is how Joe Biden treats American soldiers. Let's not forget, if you guys noticed in the inauguration, he didn't salute back. And I'm seeing the pictures right here of them in a fucking parking garage. American soldiers being treated this way. And this is why most likely they were worried, and rightfully so. They were worried about the soldiers being there. So, I mean, people are still optimistic. I'm reading through. I mean, I'm just reading through my Facebook. I mean, people are posting "Hold the line." I mean, you know, some people have accepted the reality. Congratulations, Joe Biden. 80 million people in America say you're not their president.
Yeah, did you see where people are looking at the White House hearing? What do you call that? Not the hearing. You know, every day they do with the press. What do they call it? What are they calling that now? The hearing?
What? What's that?
You know what I'm talking about. When they're supposed to be at the White House, and that chick comes on and sits there and tells them what they're doing, what's going on, and
yeah, the press the press briefing.
Yeah, press conference.
The White House press briefing.
Yeah. So if you look online, everybody's debunking it because if you look at like how many likes and how many dislikes, there's like 1,000 likes and there's like thousands and thousands of dislikes.
Well, I mean, I'll give you the day of inauguration. The day of inauguration, Yahoo released a poll. They were doing a live poll. How many people are planning on watching the inauguration? They had to take the poll down because everybody was saying they're not watching it. They had to literally take it down because they obviously didn't get the response they thought. They thought everybody was going to be optimistic and stuff like that, and they quickly removed it off their website. So
well, there's also something showing from the inauguration. It shows it was a week ago. It shows it online. Like it shows the picture of the inauguration and the date.
I'm going to tell you something. You know who I am pretty proud of? You might not know who she is. I mean, it depends, but do you know who Christy Swanson is? Well, she's an actress. She was in Home Alone, and she's actually telling John Hughes, which was the films that it was John Hughes who created those films. She says she wants to be removed from the movie since they wanted to remove Donald Trump from the movie because he was on Home Alone, Lost in New York. He had a small part in it, and they wanted to remove Donald Trump from it. He said, well, go ahead and remove me too. I mean, some celebrities, man, they've got some balls because they're putting their careers on the line. These people, when a celebrity stands up for a person like Kirstie Alley and these people that they stand up for John Voight, when they stand up for the president, It's a very difficult. It's not like us standing up to the president for the president. I mean, it takes balls to do this in Hollywood. It really does, because their career is officially dead. To say you're a Republican in Hollywood, unless you have a well-established career and you're already a made celebrity, that no one can, like Clint Eastwood's been a Republican his entire life, right? And he just doesn't care. I don't know if he supports Donald Trump. I've never really seen him support Donald Trump. I know he was a Mitt Romney supporter, but I'm not sure if he was a Trump supporter. But John Voight is definitely a Trump supporter. And he's come out and spoken against the Hollywood elites, against everything. But he doesn't care because his career is so well off. He's won fucking Academy Awards. I mean, the guy is a solid actor.
I like him.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie's his daughter.
Yeah.
So
Can't say much about her, but
she never really mentions anything. I've never seen her talk about politics, to be honest with you. Like, as of lately, at least since Trump became president, I've never seen her like engage in anything with politics. The guy that I can't stand, that I used to admire him so much, was Johnny Depp. I'll never watch a Johnny Depp movie again. Never again. And that was like an idol to me. Back when I wanted to be an actor, he was one of my idols. I'll never watch a movie of his again. If the actors that maintained that stayed quiet and didn't get involved in politics are the only ones I have respect for. And there's a lot of them. Right. There's a lot of them that have just stayed quiet. They stayed out of it. Even Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart didn't really mention anything about politics or anything of that nature. He was just telling people to vote. The Rock went as farther along as to endorse Joe Biden. And, you know, they all like to jump on this little bandwagon of elites supporting the elites and pretending that those elites are really taking care of Americans. It was quite interesting when I was watching the inauguration and Joe Biden says, "You are America." And he's pretty much pointing at the elites that were sitting there that he invited, the 200 people. I mean, it's pretty sad when the man has less people in his inauguration than Donald Trump has for people waiting for him in Mar-a-Lago when he's leaving the presidency. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. If you think that is the people's president, you're dead wrong. And prepare yourself, Joe Biden, because if you're in office for 4 years, if you last that long, you are going to be ridiculed. You are going to be the joke of this country. I mean, you are going to be the joke of this country. Donald Trump can take it. Donald Trump took it like a champ. But you, Joe, not the same thing. You guys are extremely different people. Because one is a good president, the other one doesn't know what state he's in. I mean, I'm actually pretty shocked. I'm actually looking. Okay, like, look, this guy specifically, he's talking about your group of people. Virtually every single absurd conspiracy theory perpetuated by the QAnon cult has been totally debunked as vicious lies and totally fraudulent. From Forbes.com.
Not one thing has been debunked. Not one thing. What? Tell me. Give me one instance.
Okay, and then Forbes actually reported we all got played. QAnon followers implode after big movement never comes.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care what they say. They're not QAnon. They're fake. They're just listening to other people's posts and stuff. But they're not. They didn't take the oath.
Okay. I mean, listen. They're pissed off.
So I just want to know one. Just give me one that didn't come true. That's
all. Well, I can tell you, Ron Watkins. You know who that is?
No, who is it?
The founder of 8chan, who is one of several people suspected of being the anonymous poster Q. Okay?
It's definitely not him.
Who spawned the conspiracy theory, conceded shortly after Biden was sworn in telling his supporter it was time for believers to keep their chins up and go back to our lives. QAnon adherents appeared to be fractured into two groups on popular far-right message boards on Wednesday, with some realizing their crackpot conspiracy theory was a fraud, while others tried to somehow keep the flame of the crazy candle alive.
Listen, that's media.
I'm just going to repeat it. Up until the final minute of Trump's presidency, Some QAnon adherents were cheering for Trump to do something spectacular, with one instructing fellow followers Wednesday morning to pray because the next 5 hours would determine the fate of the world. They got that part right.
Of course.
That optimism,
Right.
that optimism unraveled for some as the day wore on, especially after Trump gave no hint of a plan to take over the U.S. in his final speech at Joint Base Andrews, with one user lamenting on Telegram that it simply doesn't make sense that we all got played. Moderators of some pro-QAnon message boards warned followers who turned their backs on the conspiracy theory after the inauguration would be banned.
Will be what?
Will be banned. Are you scared of being banned? Is that why you haven't given up on it?
Not at all. Not at all. I know it's the truth. That's all.
I mean, this is literally coming from the main QAnon website. Others sought to move. Look, others sought to move the goalposts, picking out passages from Trump's speech and Eric Trump's farewell post on Twitter as signs of hope. By midday, a new spin of
hope. It's exactly what
Listen
it is.
to the story.
Not signs of hope.
By midday, damn, you read your whole damn thing and I let you read it and you don't let me. By midday, a new spin to the conspiracy theory gripped the far-right message boards. Biden has been their savior all along. A twist multiple QAnon influencers threw their support behind. Biden is Q. A post on the Donald.win read, while others brushed aside that the theory and urged believers to stick with Trump. At high noon on Wednesday, QAnon followers believed that Trump would announce through the emergency broadcast system the storm, quote unquote, had come. So goes the wacky conspiracy theory. Democrats and other members of the deep state would be arrested and Trump would continue being president. What to watch for? After the clock struck noon and Biden officially became president, some message boards turned increasingly vitriolic. It's over and nothing makes sense. Absolutely nothing, one user said. He sold us out, another believer wrote. It's revolution time. Some of the big-name QAnon influencers were unswayed, however. We have just witnessed the biggest crime ever committed in the history of the United States, all on live television. At Major Patriot, a prominent QAnon influencer whom Trump retweeted multiple times before his account was suspended by Twitter, said on Gab, moments after Biden sworn in. So far, crucial quote, so far Q believers seem to be in shock over Joe Biden actually being sworn in and becoming president. Mike Rothschild, who recently published a book about conspiracy theories and tracks the QAnon conspiracy online, told Forbes Wednesday, this type of failure was something that most of them never allowed to penetrate their minds. So to see happening.
Oh, I read that, Jay.
To see it happening and them rendered powerless to stop it is truly jarring. Some QAnon followers believed WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was part of the plan. When Trump opted out not to pardon Assange before leaving office Wednesday, many QAnon adherents were disappointed. Surprising fact, QAnon message boards lit up during Trump's farewell speech after some believers noticed that there was 17 flags around the stage. The number 17 is code for QAnon followers, as the letter Q is 17th letter in the alphabet.
Number.
You're gonna owe me $2,000.
Not at all. What you're listening to, Jay, is the media. The media is trying to debunk them. You understand that? They're not telling you that there was no inauguration. They're not telling you it was a fake inauguration. Why do you think that everything was caged up, Jay? It was a prison. They were putting everybody in prison. Do you understand that? The inauguration never happened on that day. That's why nobody can come in, no public, nobody can prove it. Do you understand that? Nobody. It didn't happen. I'm telling you right now, it's a fraud. And you're going to find out every news station.
Look, I'm going to tell you.
It's real.
For the sake of your own health. For the sake, I mean, really, I mean, for the
I
sake of.
can't wait. Listen, I can't wait until I got.
By the way, guys, if you ever want to see
stupid
these crazy
motherfuckers.
things and these videos that I post, I'm actually, my Facebook page is at the A scroll whatever Republican Podcast. That's literally my username is Republican Podcast. Just so you guys know, you can actually see my live streams. It's interesting to say the least, but I mean, look at how many people I've reached this week. I've reached 165,512 people. Post engagements 101,545. That's a lot. Page likes 263. I'm up 136% on people reached. Post engagements, I'm up 262%. And on page likes, I'm up 378%. Guys, you are making me big, and I appreciate every one of you who supports me. I am going to keep fighting. What's that?
I think Q made you big.
Yeah, Q did not make it big. Q is...
So when did it change? Did it go up to over 100,000 like I said it would?
What are you talking about? I'm talking about my stream.
Oh, I thought you were talking about everything altogether.
No, I was talking about my stream.
Just your stream?
Yeah, just my stream.
What happened to your podcast?
The podcast, I mean, my podcast is the best podcast on the planet. That's all it is. Listen, nobody, look, let me explain something to you. Viewership has gone up. I mean, listeners have gone up ever since Trump. Ever since January 6th. That's when I started getting a lot of listeners, a lot more listeners. I doubled in listeners. I don't think it was you, but I mean, you are entertaining. I'm not going to not give you credit. People love to listen to you, and you help me. I appreciate it, and God bless you for it.
So what is the viewers up now? The listeners?
I don't know. I get a weekly report. So.
Yeah, it's been a week. I thought you were going to.
I get it every Friday afternoon. I get a full weekly report. Remember, this goes on all platforms, so they add up.
Yeah.
Everything from different platforms. Some platforms get more, and now I'm on 2 extra platforms, which I didn't have before, which is Pandora and Amazon Music. They had not approved me. Pandora had me sitting there for 3 months when supposedly their process takes 2 weeks to approve somebody. They had me there for 3 months sitting in the back burner. And I literally got approved after the electoral vote when they certified the votes in the Senate. I mean in the House and Senate. So that's pretty interesting. Guys, they're trying to silence us. They're not going to silence me. I promise you. Listen, one thing that I can promise every American out there, I'm not scared of going to prison. At all. If I'm fighting for something I believe in, that it's right, I won't commit a crime just to commit a crime. I won't hurt anybody. I'm not trying to incite any sort of violence. I'm against violence, but I will speak whatever's on my mind, and no one will take my freedom of speech. No one. I will not stop speaking the truth, or at least my truth, to my fellow Americans, whether the left likes it or not. And if I have to go to prison because I'm speaking my mind, I will more than gladly go to prison for speaking my mind. Of course, I'm talking under erratic circumstances where freedom of speech is just taken out of the. I mean, they're already censoring me. They banned me off Twitter today, so I can no longer stream on Twitter. So I've been wiped out of Twitter. All my videos were wiped out along with everything else. So I'm no longer streaming on Twitter, which is interesting. This is a trending. Have you guys noticed something also interesting? Now you post something, it's not being fact checked on Facebook.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. You could right now. You can type in Joe Biden is not my president. It will not tell you election results. It will not tell you anything. It will not fact check anything. Almost as if they shut it down right after the inauguration took place. Interesting. Man, these people, every single one of these people played a role in election fraud, man. Every single person. I have no doubt that Q is on to something where it comes to the election fraud being something at a worldwide level, where I do think there's a possibility that votes went through other countries and there was influencers that have money from other countries that were involved in this. I mean, we know Facebook was involved in it. Somebody from Harvard or Yale, I forgot what university, did a study and said that Facebook, by suppressing information and putting specific types of information on their platform, swayed it about 6 million votes. So we know they interfered with the election.
That's like a 1% of affecting those votes. That's not even half of the fraud. That's not a quarter.
That's not 1%. What do you do? You know how to do mathematics? 6 million votes is 1%.
What I'm saying is that's such a minimal amount that you don't even realize what kind of fraud happened.
Listen, it's not that minimal when Donald Trump with 100,000 more votes in specific states could have been president of the United States. I mean, so it's not that minimal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Facebook, them doing that didn't even really do anything to the election as much as every other foreign country did. That's my point.
Look, guys, what I will tell you, I am willing to be the punching bag. It's pretty much what I'm telling you. I am willing to sit there and continue to fight for Trump, even though everybody's making fun of me. When I get on stream and Dr. Q sees it, he's there in the darkness I mean, look, I'll just tell you right now. Look at the beautiful message. I get death threats and everything. I'll just read you what somebody just said right now to me.
Just now?
Yeah. You need to shut the fuck up before we make you shut the fuck up. Trump is gone forever. Get over it. One guy says, dude, we're going to go to your house and we're going to show you Trump is gone. I mean, I get this. I mean, I get this every single day. I'm not afraid.
Must be getting pretty big.
I mean, look, there's always a good old saying that they say, when you got haters, you must be doing something right. So I just plead to all of you, if you know friends, family members, anybody who's Republican, spread the word. I mean, let them know about the Republican nation. I mean, I'm everywhere, and you guys can easily, you guys, my audience, can actually make me grow. I mean, help me grow. So I'm trying to be a normal American talking about politics and the issues that are occurring in this country and being a voice for those who don't have a voice. I mean, I love what I do. I enjoy it very much. And I want to fight the good fight. I'm in it to win it. So, I mean, I'll be doing this for a long time. And I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, I'm telling you, we're living in such crazy times. I have people that actually create 10 or 15 accounts and they're monitoring me as I'm streaming to try to find out how I'm violating terms of services, just to try to notify. I mean, they've done it to me already twice. They did it to me once for saying Blue Lives Matter. I got suspended for 30 days. Then they hit me with somebody was on my show and they were just talking about transgender rights. And all he said is that a male's a male and a female's a female. You know, what you identify, that's something different. But scientifically, a male is born a male and a female is born a female. Yes. Yeah. Apparently that was against terms of services. And I got banned for 7 days. So again,
do you have a written document showing what
they give me no information. Nothing.
See, that's illegal. They can't just do that.
They can because it's their platform. Guess who owns Twitch? Guess who owns Twitch?
What's his name? Amazon guy.
Jeff Bezos. That is correct. He is the owner of Twitch. I didn't even know what Twitch was till 8 months ago. I started streaming because I wanted to expand the audience and get more people on the podcast. I can care less about the stream, to be honest with you. I enjoy being on a podcast. I do the stream just to engage more with, people that follow me and stuff like that. But I mean, I've tried everything possible. I've tried to make it a place where people from both sides can debate and find common ground. But all I find is treachery. All I find is people trying to silence me because they just don't agree with what I'm saying. They don't agree with the fact that I think abortion is murder. I think it is. I don't care. You can disagree with me all you want. My body, my choice, but you guys want to force you guys want to force a vaccine on all of us. You want to make it forced. So my body, my choice only matters when it's for abortions, when it's for killing babies. But when for our civil liberties can be easily changed when it comes to a vaccine. You can force people to take a vaccine because this is what has been proposed by several progressives. So it's my body, my choice only when it involves abortion. But when it involves people's civil liberties and their rights, doesn't matter. My body, my choice goes out the window. Double standard, man. These people are a bunch of hypocrites. I mean, every year we lose more babies, African American babies specifically. That is a pandemic. More than what COVID-19 till this day has killed. We lose more in abortions than the pandemic itself. That should scare a lot of Americans out there. And why specifically the black community? That should make the black community think a lot. What's crazy?
What's crazy? The blacks, a lot of them are chanting, whitey, get rid of whitey, this and that, And the thing is, it's not about the whites; it's about the elites, which is Democrats.
Buddy, they have made the progressives have made this. They're making this about race.
Of course,
race doesn't fucking matter. I don't care if a person is black, white, Hispanic. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't look at color. I don't care.
Right.
But the left seems to see this as an opportunity. And they seize every opportunity they can. They will use the race card again in 4 years. They will use the race card every time. They're using it for politics, for God's sakes. Kamala Harris was the least liked candidate running for president. Yet he picked her for vice president. He didn't pick her because she was qualified. He picked her because she was black and she was a woman. I mean, that is ridiculous that we're picking presidents and vice presidents based on what they look like. That is ridiculous. Do you go and give birth, or do you go to the hospital and go, I want a black doctor? Specifically because, or will I go into a hospital and go, listen, I want a Cuban doctor because my family's from Cuba and I want to make sure I have a Cuban doctor. I want a Hispanic doctor. I don't want a white doctor. I don't want a black doctor. I want a Hispanic doctor. That's ridiculous. Exactly. No, you're going to go to the hospital and you're going to be like, damn, is this doctor really good? Is he like the best qualified doctor? That is what you're going to be looking for. But apparently that doesn't matter in the highest position of this country. Apparently identity does. And the color of your skin.
That's all they have. You know that.
Guys, we are at war, but we are in a different type of war. And it's something that's, I don't even know how you fight something like this. Everything is controlled by them. So we have the biggest disadvantage today. Even the courts went against Parler, and Amazon is being obviously biased against Parler, and the court ruled in favor of Amazon. I mean, again, everything is being shut down and everybody is being silent. I mean, it's crazy to me. It's completely and utter it's completely and utter chaos in my eyes. But that is what is happening in this country. That is what is happening in this country. And honestly, it's so shocking to me that we have come to this place in our country where, I mean, where this actually matters. This should scare people. This should scare people. We have no control of anything. They control us. And I don't know how we can change this. Q?
It's changing. It's changing without you even understand, and without you even realize it's changing. You don't realize what's going on. Like I said, the whole thing is a fraud right in front of your face, and you don't see it. It's just like I said, it's just like we're in the Matrix. Literally, we are in the Matrix. You don't see what's in front of you. It's right in front of you on your TV. It's everything, but you don't see what's really happening.
I mean, are you
And what
seeing?
is happening?
Are you seeing what Forbes just wrote about you guys, about the leadership of QAnon?
Fuck Forbes. Forbes is media. They are media. They're trying to debunk it.
I don't know.
Stop that shit.
I'm not, because I have these buttons and I don't know what to do with them. I have to press the buttons. They're there.
Come on, man.
Listen.
We will make America great again.
I mean, I got all these.
I like that
I got all these cool buttons to press. I got to do something with them. I mean, fuck. I'm looking
You
at
got
them.
machine guns?
Huh?
You got machine guns?
No, you know what? I had one of Al Pacino and Scarface. I had one of those, and I had one of Robert De Niro to shortly that I realized I really don't like that guy. Apparently, he thinks he really is what he plays in movies. He doesn't realize that anybody can just blow and he'll fall on the fucking floor. Guys, the left will never look at us the same. We are not like them. They look down at us. They look at us like we're garbage. I will never unite with that side. I will not. I will not by no means, because I know what they really look at us like. That's it. They look at us like dumb people with low IQs, that are just working class Americans that are part of a cult. That is what they look at us like. They see us waving our flags. I will give you a perfect example. Michael Rappaport, the most disgusting individual I've ever met. Well, I've never met him, thank God, because I break his fucking mouth. But the most disgusting individual that I have ever seen in my life. This man was actually happy when they were doing the boat parades. He was laughing and he was happy that people's boats were sinking in Texas. He was happy. What were people doing in Texas that was so wrong? Because they were supporting a presidential candidate? I mean, because they had the American flag on their boat? You should be happy that their boats are sinking? But yeah, he didn't condemn Antifa and everybody destroying small businesses all over the country. That didn't matter. He wasn't saying anything about that. But when a group of Americans that are proud of being Americans and are proud of their president, are proud of what this country's accomplished, waves their flags, bro, we hope your whole life falls apart because we hate you that much. Do you want to say a closing statement, Q?
Yeah, so the system that we are currently going maneuvering into from our president, Donald Trump, is called Nasera Jacera. So look it up. It's from the original Constitution, and it's the most incredible thing that ever happened to, the United States, to the world. Okay, I think Jacera means global, which is like, the rest of the world is going to be in the same situation as us. But that's what it is. Nasera Jacera. So NESARA GESARA. That's the system that we are going to be in as soon as Trump comes back, and you guys are going to be like so excited. Just look it up, and you're going to see it's not phony; it's real. And we were supposed to be in it before we got into this phony corporation, United States corporation.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is everything I stated for the longest time, for anything with Q, is completely real. It will all, and it has came true. Okay, you guys just don't see it. You don't realize it because you don't have the facts that I have. Given the oath to Q, so you get different proof of everything. So the Q people that you don't know, they're these are people just going on to online and social medias and just trying to get different information from different people. But real people from Q that took the oath actually have the facts of everything. We have pictures, we have everything. Okay, we just don't have the exact timetables. it says around, but it doesn't tell you exactly. And like I said, because that's pretty enemies. But I want every one of you guys on the streaming that try to bring me down to apologize when this all comes through. All right? Is that a deal, Jay?
Yeah, that's a deal. Look,
Yeah.
I will tell you this much. This is my closing statement. Okay. I would tell you not to hold your breath on this. Okay. I will tell you, definitely do not hold,
Of course not.
your
Of
breath.
course you don't think so, but it is.
Do not interrupt me during my closing statement, buddy.
Come on, man.
So I got to press the buttons. Got to. They're all colorful, and I'm tempted to. I'm gonna start switching a little bit of them out, but I'm too tempted to touch them. Anyways, I'm like a little kid. I see green, red, yellow, blue. I feel like touching one of them. Look, I wouldn't hold my breath on what he's saying. I would look at the future as a tough one that we're gonna have to hang in there for 4 years. We had our 4 years of Donald Trump. We were lucky to have a president like that. We were blessed in every which way. That being said, I'm not going to throw him under the bus either. He might be right. I personally don't think so. I would ask everyone out there to do your own research. It looks to me as the reality is that right now, the president of the United States is Joe Biden. And I think, and you can take pride in knowing that he is fucking up in every which way possible. That can make you feel a little bit better about yourselves. You know you're on the right side of history when the man has started off by the third day and he's already made more mistakes. And he was vice president prior to this, so he should have known better. So everyone is going to regret this. And we are going to be able to show it in their faces. And there will not be another Republican president. There will not be another Democratic president in the next 4 years. That being said, hey, you know what? If what Dr. Q's saying is true, by all means, I'll be happy. By the way, I wanted to do something different too. I want to get some suggestions from my audience. I want you guys and gals, because I have a lot of gals, by the way, a lot of them. I'm married and everything, but I will admit when I have beautiful women that are that tune in, the majority of the women that tune into my show are very beautiful women. So I'm giving you all a compliment. But that being said, if you guys have any specific topics that you would like me and Dr. Q to talk about, by all means, I'm willing to talk about anything. I've had so many different life experiences. I've had so many things I've gone through in my life, Dr. Q as well. And we're open to any type of conversation or any specific discussions that you might want us to talk about. I want to keep this an open platform, a platform where I'm talking directly to my listeners, where there's no agenda, just conversation, patriotism, and love for country, which is kind of the same thing as patriotism. Actually, pretty much the same thing. So I kind of like repeated the same thing twice, but whatever. I do this a lot, guys. So whatever. I'm literally, it's right now 12:22 a.m. I spent 8 hours streaming live and recording for Rumble, and then I jump on the podcast right after a few hours with my family, and then I jump on the podcast and I start working it. So, and we do this, we don't pre-plan anything. We play it by ear. Me and Dr. Q, we just go in here and we just talk. We have conversations like any other human being would have, just normal conversations about different things. We'll disagree and agree on a lot of things, mainly disagree, but at the end of the day, we will agree on one thing. America's the greatest country on this planet, and we love this country, and we want America to always be first. Would you agree with that, Dr. Q?
Of course, definitely.
Guys, God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless the little bit of America we have left.
America great again.